Imagine hearing a river in the middle of the Sahara. No rain, no natural river, just endless sand. So who brought the water here? Egypt's life has always depended on the Nile. Beyond its green banks lies an enormous desert. But what if the Nile could be pushed west?
The plan was simple. Take water from Lake Nasser, send it hundreds of kilometers into the Sahara. But that route didn't even exist yet.
Imagine an engineer drawing one impossible line across the desert. His map shows nothing but sand and calculations. Tomorrow, machines must make it real. At sunrise, giant machines enter the empty desert. Their blades begin tearing through the sand. But the desert is already fighting back. By midday, the Sahara becomes brutally hot. Machines struggle beneath the blazing sun. So engineers make a radical decision. After sunset, the machines return beneath floodlights. Dust rises as the canal grows through the darkness. But hundreds of kilometers still remain. Night after night, the desert is carved apart. A gigantic canal finally takes shape. Then they realize there's no water. The canal is ready, but completely dry. Years of work have created a road for a river. Now they must somehow make the river move. Gravity can't carry the water where they need it. The answer is a gigantic pumping system. But first, they have to build it. The pumping station rises in the middle of nowhere. Every machine and material must cross the desert. Here, even construction becomes a battle. Slowly, a concrete giant rises beside Lake Nasser. Inside are chambers built for enormous pumps. But its real power is still hidden. But these pumps need enormous electrical power. The project now depends on another giant system. One failure could stop the water. Pumps can move the water, but the canal must survive. Sand alone cannot carry such a massive flow. Engineers need to turn it into concrete.
Then a specialized machine begins laying concrete. Fresh concrete becomes a smooth canal wall behind it. But the Sahara is about to push back.
Extreme heat pushes workers and machines to their limits. So construction moves into the cooler darkness. But kilometers of canal still remain.
Night after night, the slip former keeps moving. An engineer watches the unfinished sections disappear. Then he realizes the end is getting closer.
At last, the canal connects across enormous distances. The pumping station stands ready beside the lake. The impossible test is finally near. Engineers check every valve, pump, and connection. Nobody wants a failure after the system starts. Soon, the silence will disappear. Inside the station, the giant machines suddenly come alive. Massive motors turn as pressure begins building. But hundreds of kilometers away, the canal is still empty. Seconds pass as everyone watches the canal. Nothing happens. Then something moves in the distance. The first water has finally arrived. A thin stream begins crossing the concrete. It grows stronger as more water enters the channel. The Nile is finally moving through the Sahara. But reaching the desert was never the real goal. The water must now reach the future fields. Can it actually turn sand into farmland? First, tiny patches of green appear. Then the color begins spreading across the sand. For the first time, the desert looks alive. From the ground, the change seems almost impossible to measure. So the camera rises higher above the landscape. And suddenly, the real scale appears. But green fields don't mean permanent success. Water and infrastructure need constant maintenance. So can this transformation actually survive?
Toshka became more than a construction project. It became an experiment in reshaping Egypt's agriculture. But reaching the desert was only the first victory. Creating farmland requires more than moving water. Every pump, canal, and field needs constant care, and nature never stops testing the equation.
From orbit, Toshka leaves a striking mark on the landscape. Green fields stand against an endless sea of sand, but the desert still surrounds them.
Egypt didn't erase the Sahara, it challenged it with engineering. Water, electricity, and machines pushed deep into the desert. But can they make that change last?